Hey you guys, it is MK. Happy New Year, and I do apologize for the shakiness of the video, but I'm being real here. So in the current state, this is my design space. Now, you guys know that I have a shop on one side and a craft area where I do my videos on the other side, and I really wanted to share with you guys what I've got going on. So here is my main desk and all the stuff in the background, but this is my main desk. It definitely needs help. I have this Rascog here that is a disaster, layouts that need to be put away. I have my Christmas stuff still right there that need to be put away. Sorry for making you guys sick. But this is my table space where I usually set up all of my layouts that I want to do throughout the months and all that stuff. And I'm shaking. I apologize because I'm really nervous to share this with you guys. This is very vulnerable to be able to have this set out in front. But this is what the end of the year looks like, and I am not happy with it. I feel like I'm not in my creative space. I have frames down there where my son gifted me frames for some puzzles that I put together and I'd like to put on the wall, all that stuff. But on my table, you can see all right in here all of my categories that I work from, but then look at all the stuff that's in front of them, all the stuff that never got put away and just stacked up. I am just not happy with it. And so I was hoping you guys wouldn't mind walking through it with me of how I clean this mess up. I also have a ton of brand new dies that I want to bring into my area, but my die stash is too large, so I can't bring that stuff in when I have no room for it. Same with stamps. I'm just bringing in a ton of stuff. I have this thing right there. I'm hoping to convert that. Those are the wings from my I don't know what it's called anymore, Dream Box, I guess. It used to be called the original Scrap Box, you guys. That's what mine is called. That's the label that it says. And those are the wings for it. And they do not work for me as wings. So I'm hoping to make it into a mobile station for my sprays. I really am. So join me for the first video. I am going to be putting all these layouts away. Please, if you guys don't mind. But I really want to do the next couple videos of being organized and show you guys how I am going to put all this stuff away. I want to come back and share how all of this comes together and just is available for me to be a creative freedom again. I know that doesn't make any sense. All right, join me in putting these layouts away. I hope you guys join me anyways, and yeah, let's go. All right, you guys, so now that you have seen my entire space and what it is that I work with on a daily basis, and I do say daily because I am in this room at least once a day, if not to just come in here and grab something. That this is what I do. So half of my space is dedicated to the shop. The other half is dedicated to right here, these videos and what I do and how I operate. And this so they're falling off, you guys. So I know that a lot of you guys enjoyed watching me put away all of these layouts. These are layouts from probably 3 to 4 months. I don't know. I haven't seen the whole stack, but it is from here to here. It is from here to here. It is huge. And so I need to put this away. Now these layouts right here will actually go into my son's layout or album. I keep confusing the word layout and album. And so I have a lot of things around me at the moment. I still have my Christmas box sitting right here. I have all of my tools that can be moved. The pieces that I did not get to for the advent calendar, which I plan on getting to at least this month. So this month is going to be, as I keep interrupting myself. This month is going to be a combination of cleaning my space and creating. So you'll find a mix for those that like watching other people clean their space and how they organize. Those videos will be here this month. And then for those that enjoy the creative aspect, those videos will be here as well. But I have things that need to be put away, like my tools, my rulers, lotion. I have things that need to be put away. And then of course, everything hops up on my glass mat. This is my glass mat. Everything hops up on it and then starts encroaching into my space. And that is the whole point of my glass mat, is to keep things from encroaching into my space. But there are a lot of things that I have realized that I do not want to be drifted too far away. And so I want these things around me, but I don't need everything. Like these paint pens. These paint pens were from a few projects ago. Why haven't I put them away yet? I don't know. I know that they were for one of the December projects. I just don't know why they're still here. So those definitely can be put away. I've got lotion that can be put away. Lots and lots of things. But first, before this falls on me again, I want to put all of these away, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is put my Christmas box away because of the fact that it is taking up more space than the usual box that is right here, because the usual box fits perfectly between my glass mat and my blank space on my desk. This one is a little bit wider because it's my original organizer with the drawer, and so I made it a little bit wider for especially like Christmas and outdoors, because those are my two favorite categories to work with and document from. So I am going to go and definitely get this done and put this away at the same time as put all of these away. So off camera, I'm just taking this box right here and I'm moving it so that way I have more space to spread out. Unfortunately, my camera can't go out anymore. I've got it on the widest zoom that it is. And just like always, I will be working with my cell phone and this and organizing all of these layouts to see where everything goes in an album. Like I said, this particular one, and I think there's 3 more of these layouts, these will all go into my son's album because they are an adventure that he took, that he did. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this, and it is rather large and heavy. I don't think I dented it at all, to be honest. And I'm just going to put it right there. And you guys will see that set up here soon because I'm going to be working on that table and cleaning up that table. I've got a Rascog here that I keep bumping into that I will be cleaning up. I've got tools and things that need to be put away for sure. Absolutely. Just because of the fact that they haven't been put away. I just let everything encroach my space because I'm constantly creating. I'm constantly rolling the camera and moving from one project to the next and not giving me any room to clean up. And that is something that I need to work on for sure this specific year because I think it'll help my creative flow if I stop every project and clean up and then move to the next project. So, all right, here we go. This is my layout. And then of course I've got this one here. And then what I really need to do, once I assume, I'm going to just put my rulers away really quickly. Excuse my reach, sorry. Put those away. There are some things that I just need to put away, like right now, just so that way I have enough room to do this. Here is another layout for my son's album there. And then what I need to do is go through, and this is this is going to be a gift for my other son, so I'm going to put that here because that's going to go in his album as well. An Alaska album, so put that on my Rascog, so that way I have another. This is the same trip as this one. There. Okay, that is 2025. This is also the same trip as this one. Okay. 2025 is there as well. What's that one? I think that's 2025 too, but I will have to look that up. See, this did not adhere to the metallic, so I want to fix that. So I will need, but it did not hold to the metallic, and so I will definitely need to use a different adhesive. And I'm going to put 3 on here. Burnish it down really good. Okay, and then I've got all of them. None of them stuck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this one actually. Okay. Janet over at RTS, she used to call this the bend test. So before she put any of her layouts away, she would do a bend test to make sure that everything was adhered to her liking before putting them in an album and putting them away. And for me, I usually will put all of my layouts in the album ASAP. And because I have not been able to put an album together since 2021, yes, 2021, I am notorious for putting pictures upside down, clearly. Since I have not put anything, put an album together, I have not gotten into the groove of actually putting my layouts away, and that is very disheartening to me. It is something that I need to do. I need to build my albums. I have talked about this, I believe, in the middle of 2025. I talked about what my new approach was going to be, and have I started that new approach? No, because I'm constantly in create mode. I'm never in cleanup mode. And so this month, this January, I want to be, see, that did not even stay. So what I'm going to do, this January, I want to be in, what is it called? Resolution mode. And so everything that I talked about in 2025 will start this January. So my idea of how I'm starting my 2025 idea about setting up albums without the pictures, because I love all of these different style of pictures, different sizes, not styles, then they will definitely end up becoming right there. I believe this is a single layout. I don't think I have 2. Okay. So there is that, and then this is the same as this trip here. This was my trip into the canyon with Janet, and then this is my son's. Let me lift this up so that way they can all be together. Okay, so yes, this is going to be how I start my my resolutions and get all of these things going. Now what I'm doing basically is separating what I think 2025, oh see, look, that is not even that goes over there. Okay, oh my gosh, it's terrible. Oh, I love this one. Not to toot my own horn. Oh, this one's fun too. I forgot about these layouts, you guys. Okay. Ah, look, that does not go here either. Okay, I'm going to put this on the table because these are not layouts. These are not layouts. These are product that just need to be put away. So they're going to go on a table, and these are pictures that never even got done, you guys. Look. Why? Oh no. Okay. Wow. Okay, so this is all product that needs to be put away, but I'm gonna go through this paper. More photos. I've got photos that I need to do. Oh, these are cute. Okay. All right. And you guys will probably recognize most of them. Okay, that is Shoshone Falls. This is this trip here. Right there. Halloween. Ooh, that's cute. Oh my goodness. That's another cruise layout, but not the same cruise layout as before. These go with these layouts. Oh, I can see what I was doing here. Yes, these are all the same. This is not that cruise layout either. Nope. I'm so glad I did this one instead of the pocket page I was looking at doing. I love that. And I love the rainbow color. Alright. I might put this in my daughter's album here. Even though it's the same event as my son's album here, I might put this one in my daughter's album. Because that is more about my daughter. Okay. And then painting with friends. Okay. This is the Alaskan cruise. I'll have to go back through and find it. So is this. I think all of these will be the Alaskan cruise, because that is what the theme was for November's, oh, what's it called? It's super cute too. And then here is more of Shoshone Falls. Okay, so yes, I need to start separating these guys. Some of these layouts you haven't seen because of the fact that they are class layouts. Okay. Oh, I love this one. And another Alaska. This one actually is a flip-flop. That's just a fun junk journal. I love that. And he's messing around doing the, yes. Okay, sorry. More Alaska. More Alaska. Okay. And then I am here. Alright, so this is Washington. These are going to go in my kids' albums. Alright. And then I have Alaska and Washington that are different albums. This one is just kind of a random, this is more like a filler page, something that is fun. I'm going to put these 2025 albums here. Washington, Washington. Okay, that is my son's graduation. Oh, my gird, my cute puppy, 2025. So, Shoshone Falls will definitely need another. I'm just moving my vacuum because, again, it's encroached into my space. Washington, lotion. This is Alaska. Here. Super stoked that I got a lot of Alaskan layouts done. Alaska, 2025. This one is not 2025, but these are not Alaska layouts. I'm going to put those right there. All right. And that is the recent retreat. There. These are not Alaska either. That is a different That was the next cruise. This one is our trip to Boise, because it says Idaho. It's a whole other retreat there. Oh wait, here. I need to figure out where this year is. I want to say it's 23. It's Shoshone Falls, so there's that. Shoshone Falls, Washington, Shoshone Falls, Alaska, and then these guys. All right, and then we've got Christmas layouts. I want to say that they were last year's. I know this one was probably 22s. Okay. All right. I don't know this one. I'm going to put it here because I think it was this year's. And I know this one was. I know this one was. I know this one was this year's. Okay, I think this was this year and last year's because, yes. And then these are all the trips. Okay, all right. So there they are. I do have to look up a couple layouts. So right now I am going to put away my trip layouts right here. The Shoshone Falls. I do have to look it up on my phone to see where, when Shoshone Falls was. So let me look that up. And I just hit the word search and type up Shoshone. Yep, see, and it pops up Shoshone Falls Park. I've got 50 photos. There we go. I'm going to click on this one, and it is 2024. So May 26th, 2024 is when that was. I love how easy that is to look up, to be honest. So 2024, let's see. I don't have anything in here. Should I date my layouts? Absolutely. Okay, so at this point, I absolutely stopped talking because I'm trying to concentrate on where all these pictures go and in what order. And this is the problem that I run into when I do not pre-organize my layouts. It's a lot of flipping and flapping and deciding what order I want all these pictures in. Whereas when I pre-plan my layouts, they are already in that order. So that is going to be one of my goals for January 2026 is to sit down and go through my 22, 23, 24, and 25 albums and actually set them up and arrange them in the order that I want them. Now, I don't mind adding one or two photos like from my husband's phone or something like that, because then my whole album is already set up. And normally if I already plan a 2-page layout and I dump it down to a single, then I'll already have a gap in my album. So I don't mind having those 1 or 2 additional layouts, but having 26 or 27 additional layouts and trying to figure out what order they're supposed to go in is very chaotic to me. And so this is my process that I have been doing, for 2 years now, and it is driving me crazy. I cannot do this process anymore. I have to sit down. I have to stop creating, sit down and organize my albums the way that I need them to be organized, with the photos and everything, or not the photos, but with the sticky notes that I was going to do here on out. I don't mind going through my phone and figuring out where all these albums go if I did have them piled up. But in the same sense, when I have an album set up and ready to go, I already know where that photo is, or where that album layout, oh my god, lots of words, where that layout is going to go. So I put it away right then and there, as soon as it is done being created. So I don't have to worry about what it is that I'm going to be doing. So I do like to include different sizes of pages in my albums. I love that mini album feel. I know I say that every time I talk about my albums, you guys. These ones happen to be, or the ones that I just put away happen to be 9 by 12. I thought they were 8.5 by 11, but they're 9 by 12. And then here, just so I can put the layouts away because they've been floating in my album, I'm going to put them in this 9 by 12, even though one of them is an 8.5 by 11. That is another thing that distracts me as well, is because I don't pre-plan out my album. I don't know what the next 8.5 by 11 will be or should be, because I'm not really sure. I'm just creating, which has been fun. I do love the creating process. That's why I do all of this. But not being able to organize my albums, and they're in complete chaos at the moment, because I just start, okay, I throw an album together, I put whatever pages I need in because it starts out with 1 or 2 pages. But then as it gets growing, just like this 2024 album, as it gets growing, it just seems to be out of order. I try to put them back in their order that they belong in. And as I go, but it just gets harder and harder. So I am going to take a pause from creating and get this process done. That is something that I need to do for myself, for my sanity, basically, because I just can't do this anymore the way that I have been doing it, and having all these layouts pile up the way that they have been. So it's just one of my resolutions that I am going to be doing. All right, so as I stick all of these in, when I started my voiceover or my real time, it was, we're going to put Shoshone Falls away. But because I don't have my albums labeled either, because they're temporary albums, these are not, clearly it's pink, these are not the albums that I usually do for my years. I don't do the ones that have the pictures on them and the designs and all that stuff. I have 3 specific albums that I rotate for each year. So it starts off with all black, and then I go to a black and white stripe, and then I go to a, I think it's a seafoam color by Close to My Heart. And then recently I started adding gray in there because they ran out of, I think it was the seafoam. So I had to come up with another color other than the seafoam. But I do have to say, you guys, that because I go through so many albums, I have decided until I get my wall of albums, which I'm calling it in our add-on, I have been taking my layouts out of the albums and putting them in those boxes that you guys have all seen. Well, some of you guys may have seen Mercy Tierra use for hers. I bought a bunch of them and have started disassembling my albums, but I leave all my layouts exactly in the order that they go in their page protector, and then I just start with blank albums and new page protectors. So that way, when I do end up with my wall of albums, I will be able to organize them. I just need to decide whether or not I want the oldest albums at the top to the newest albums down at the bottom, so that way they are easily accessible, or do I want to do vice versa and have the newer ones, because we just did those, we just celebrated all that stuff, or not celebrated, but we just experienced all that stuff. So put it up at the top, so that way the older albums are more accessible, and we can go back and remember when, right? That's my only thing. I don't really know exactly how I'm going to set up my wall of albums just yet. I do know that I probably won't stop creating, so I'm not really sure. When I do go to put my albums back together, though, when I get my wall, I just needed the space, you guys. It's a temporary solution, which I am loving, by the way, because I'm repurposing albums so that way I can continue to create. And then when it comes to that time, I'll just seek out new albums. But when I go to put my albums back together, I am going to take out my children-focused layouts and put them in their albums, because ever since I started my YouTube channel, I have not paid any attention at all to my children's albums. And They normally, what I do for my children and their albums is I take a 2-page spread, I pick out all my favorite photos of one year and put them all on this 2-page spread from January to December, all the way through and across, and that is their 2-page layout. That way, when they move out, they just have pictures of them. And then, of course, they're my favorite, even though sometimes my favorites are of a family photo or two of them together doing something super cute, something like that. But it is my favorite photos, and it's like a glimpse of the year within that year for them. And then when they walk away, they'll only have 2 albums unless they want these chaotic albums, which I doubt. These albums, these layouts are just for my creativity, you guys. It's a creative outlet for me to express myself, to have fun and create and whatnot. I do not expect, especially my cruise albums, I don't expect any of these albums to find homes later on in life. I really don't. And that's why I'm not really worried about whether or not they have an album to live in, like a flip through album. It's just going to be a fun process for me to create. And then, of course, for me to be able to, start over, go back and look every now and then. All right, so every now and then I forget to glue my thickers without sticky back on them down. And so what I'm doing here is I found this E attached to the backside of another layout. And so I'm going to go through and finish gluing down this word session. And as I get to the O, I realize that is not the word session. And I am super shocked that nobody in my video commented that it was spelled wrong. And so because normally it's called out right away. So I was super shocked. I had to look it up to find out how to spell it. Does the I come before the O? Which it does. And I should have known that. But I wanted to double check and make sure, especially if I'm gluing them all down. And then it took me a hot minute to find the alphabet that I actually used for the word session. So I had to do that because I dismantled this kit. So I did not have this kit all put together, well, except for the papers and one thicker set. You guys saw me take that off of my stack of layouts. All right, so now that is put together. I do have to do that every now and then, especially when everything is piled up the way that it is. I also took a few minutes to tell you guys which album I'm working in, only so that way you can see that I don't scrap in chronological order. I have pulled out cruise layouts, or cruise albums. I have pulled out 24, 25, 22, 23, because those are the albums that I am sifting through, which normally is, again, not my process. Normally what I do is usually around February of the next year, I will start putting together the previous year's album. So with photos, I'll have them all printed out and everything. I wait till February because then that way December is done and over with, and I have all the pictures. I take my husband's phone and my phone, and of course my SD card, because sometimes I use my real camera, and all that stuff. And I go and I print all my pictures in 4x6. That has been my process forever. And then I will take the time and put that album together. And usually it starts off innocent as one single album. Sometimes it flows into 2, depending on the trips that we take and excursions and whatnot. But honestly, yeah, this is my process. And it works because then when I scrapbook, I take pictures out. There they are. I scrapbook them. I put them right back in. I know what I'm doing. I know if I'm doing a double. I know if I'm doing a single, a small page, a pocket page. I know all that stuff. And you guys haven't seen pocket pages from me because of the fact that I haven't done that. So here are my children's albums. This one is my oldest, so she's actually into 2 albums. She's asked me to, highlight her life outside of the house. And then this is my oldest son's album. He is massively into lots and lots and lots of pictures. He loves giving me everything that he wants to keep in life, like all of his awards and his accomplishments, things like that. And so his album is huge, and it's got lots of pockets of lots of things, all the plays he's been, all the things that he has just collected over the years. My middle son, however, is not quite like that. He was when he was little, so he's got a few things in there, but as he grew up, he wanted to keep them all himself, so he hasn't gifted them to me just yet. And then here is my youngest child's, and hers is the same as my oldest son's, pretty full and in there because she gifts me all the things that she wants to keep as well. And then my youngest son, he's not into any of it. He doesn't like to send me pictures. He doesn't, nothing. All right, so the last thing I'm going to be putting away, and this album is completely broke. I need to have my son or my husband rivet it back together, but I'm just putting in this filler piece. And that is it for my albums, you guys. Thank you so much for watching me walk through all of this. The next step is part 2. I will be cleaning off my desk and bringing everything from that table into my desk so you can see what it is and what it is that I will be doing. Thanks for following me along on this journey. I have a couple parts that I want to do and share with you guys throughout the month of January, as well as hopefully being creative. I do hope that I can mix it up with a couple videos of being creative. All right, you guys, again, thank you so much, and I will check you guys all later. Bye.